Hi everyone, welcome to Phrase It Friday. This week our two phrasal verbs are look over and take over. Look over and take over. We'll start with look over today. Look over is, in English, means to review or to go over something, like go over. It can mean, let me look over your resume. In a job interview, a human resources director might look over your resume, look over. Or if I look over something, I might look over an email. I may look over my notes before I go to a meeting, or I may look over my textbook before I take a test. So you can look over many different things. It means to review, to look over something, to review or kind of read through it, to read through something. Look over in English can also actually mean look over there, and it'll be followed by the object. So look over there, I see a deer. Look over there, I see an animal. Look over there, there's an accident on the highway. That's look over, like you're actually looking over and seeing something. So that's the second definition, to literally look over and see something. And the first one, again, look over, is to review or go through something. Okay, so that's look over. The next phrasal verb for Phrase It Friday is take over. And take over means, it can mean when someone is doing something and another person comes in and does it, and this person goes away. This person is out. So example, maybe my wife has had a hard day and she's doing the dishes, and I say, honey, let me take over the dishes. I want to help you. So then I come in and she goes away and I do the dishes. So that's taking over like her responsibility or our responsibility. And so, or maybe I'm trying to cook and I'm making a big mess and a mistake. My wife will say, okay, let me try it. I'm going to take over now. And so that's take over. That's just one example. But also in like a big scale, take over can mean like one country going and taking over another country, like in a battle or war. So that can happen, take over. And we'll use a word in English to describe that. Sometimes in the news they'll say hostile takeover, or something like that. Or if you see in Hollywood movies, the aliens take over the planet, those kind of things. That's take over. And that can be somebody doing something for someone else, or coming and invading that space and doing it. That's take over. The other one for take over is actually I bring or carry something to somebody else. So maybe I need to take over my food dish to a friend who's sick in the hospital, or I have a friend who's sick, so we say, hey, let me, can I bring something over? So we might say bring over, which is like this one, but we'll say take over. Can I take this over to you? Or, oh, I need to take over, I need to take my mail over to the mailbox, like to send a letter. I need to take my thesis, and I need to take it over to my supervisor. Or if you're working on a PhD degree, you'll need to take over your assignments to your professors, or something like this. And that's to bring something from one place to another, to take over here. Or maybe my daughter wants to take over a toy from here and give it to her sister. So she'll take over the toy from one place to another. Or in that first definition, she'll take over and take the toy away from her sister, and that will be her toy now because she took over the playtime. And so those are some examples for take over. Let's listen and say these together. Look over, take over. Let's say in the past tense, looked over. So we add a ed, but it sounds like a t. So we'll say looked over, looked over. Past tense for take over, took over, took over. One more time. Look over, looked over, take over, took over. That's it for this week's Phrase It Friday. If you like this video and it was helpful, please subscribe and share with your friends. Also visit my website, www.eslwithpurpose.com. You can get these Phrase It cards as well, and click the links below this video to find out more and how you can get Phrase It or other helpful ESL resources. Thanks, and have a wonderful weekend.